This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is Ruth Ellen Sanchez and I'm going to be your host today. And this is Daily with Doc and Becca. And we have an amazing guest today, Yolanda Brown, and I'm going to bring her on in a second. I just need to go through some housekeeping. And this program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual. Results may vary and may not be typical. And I am just so grateful to be here today. And Yolanda is an amazing human. She's just an amazing human. I met her in 2016 and immediately fell in love with her dynamic, her tenacity, her love for God, her love for her husband, and her love for just peace, harmony, growth. She loves to help people grow. And so I'm going to bring her on in a second. And here she comes. And I just got to find that. And I forgot to spell myself. So this is Yolanda Brown. And let me bring this up. Sorry. I'm a little out of practice. I've been gone for like 6 months, I feel like. So welcome, Yolanda. I'm very excited to have you here today.
I'm excited to be here with Ellen. And you know what? You do not need to apologize for anything. We are just so grateful that you are here and that the basic premise of what we do is to make sure that we help one another get through many challenges in life and to have fun in the process. So just know that that's a challenge that will continue to go through, but we are here to support you in any way that we can and to know that we're going to have fun in the process of doing so. So continue to keep that smile, continue to do what you do here with Daily with Doc, with all of the folks that are with you here. I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity of being here today.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you too.
Thanks.
So what are we talking about today?
You know, we're actually going to be talking about 2.0. I trust that there's a bigger plan. And so I truly believe that there is a bigger plan. And as we go through this, I want you to think about your plan and what you're doing to be better in life. And then after this talk that we have today, I am basically going to open it up for questions about what you've heard. And if you have any questions around ZRadical, ZRadical Plus with Collagen, or any of the products that I can help you with, or the crew here, the team here can help you with, we will definitely address those. And I also just want to recognize that this is Black History Month. So of course, happy Black History Month. And I want to share with you some folks that have truly made a difference during the times of their time and how they continue to make a difference in our lives today. So with that, we're going to get started and talk about this bigger plan, because I truly believe that there's a bigger plan. But here's my question to you. Do you have a plan? Do you actually have something that you have written down that you're going to really go for this year? And as you are following that plan, ask yourself, have I done all that I can do? And if you have, here's the hard part. Have you let go of the outcome? You see, I know some of you are thinking, wait a second, Yolanda, I've got this business. I'm looking for results. I don't know about letting go of the outcome. I totally get it. I understand that we all have bills. We have things that we need to be doing in life, but just work with me here. Just stay with me here for a moment, and to realize that the outcome is not our responsibility. We truly have to let go. As long as we're doing our part, we have to let go of the outcome. So I just want you to believe and trust me when I tell you the difference between those who merely wish truly achieve. So we're not wishers here. We are achievers, because we're in the business of transformation. We are in business to help those who want to be helped, those who want better health, both physically as well as financially, those who want to feel better so that they can do better, and of course, so they can live better. And that will allow us to dream bigger. So you see, as the great Zig Ziglar once said, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. How many of you truly believe that? Because see, that's our mission. It's really to give hope and to help people that want to be helped. That's our purpose. But here's a reality check. There is a plan. And it goes back to what I asked you at the very beginning. Do you have one? And are you working your plan? Or are you allowing others to rework, to redesign, to reshape your plan? Or let me put it another way. Are you allowing others to rework, redesign, reshape your dream, your business, or your life? That's a question only you can answer. But I really want you to think about it for a moment, because there is power when we're writing things down, and particularly when we're writing down our dreams, our goals. So when was the last time that you sat down, truly, and wrote out your goals, your dreams, your plan? When was the last time that you really did that? And when you did you celebrate when you achieved some of those goals? And if you didn't do it, or you avoided the uncomfortable truth that you hadn't done what you were supposed to do, or that you were going to do, what did you do at that moment? Did you just continue to neglect it? Or did you really sit down and say, why am I not following through on what I say that I'm going to do? Then I ask you the question, think about it, what changed? Why are you willing to, if you have made this shift in your life, why are you willing today to rewrite or to write down your goals? Because if you have finally written them down, then you are now among the 3%. That's right. Studies show, and I'm sure you've heard this, studies show that only 3% of people actually write down their goals. And those 3%ers earn more than the 97%, sometimes 10 times more. So are you willing to write down your goals now? Do you really want to be a part of that 3%? Or do you want to continue to be a part of the 97%? As that saying goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. There are no wishers here because the magic starts when we write it down. So I'm going to challenge you. First part of the homework is to write down your goals. And if you have written them down, congratulations, but maybe it's time to rewrite it, reshape it, redesign it. I had to rewrite my goals because last year I didn't achieve all that I set out to do in one of the goals, but I was closer to it than I was when I started. So though I didn't get it 100%, I came in at about 92%. Wasn't that bad. So I know that there's magic when we write down our goals. It's like we have to have a declaration. So here's something that I say to myself throughout the day, and maybe it will help you, or you can, whatever you want to say throughout the day to yourself, just make sure that you're feeding yourself good stuff. You know, because I say things like, I trust that there's a bigger plan. I trust that there's a bigger plan, bigger than what I have written. I believe that I am doing all that I can do, and I am willing to let go of the outcome. So that's something that I say each and every day when I'm approaching a project or when I'm talking with someone regarding my business. As long as I do what I know that I'm supposed to do, I'm going to be okay. And then I'm going to let it go. Because many of us are walking around and we're saying things like, why is this happening to me? My business is falling apart. No one is on auto ship. This isn't working for me. I've been doing this for years and I'm still not a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, diamond ambassador, whatever that is for you. Is that what you're feeding yourself every day? Is that the self-talk? Because if it is, I'm going to ask you to do another thing right now, one other thing, and that is to stop. S-T-O-P. Now, some of you are smiling around that, but I'm very, very serious. You have to stop doing that type of self-talk because you want people to buy from you. You want people to join you. So as we talk about our business right now and we think about the people that's in our business, why did they buy from us? And those that didn't, why didn't they? So many of you may have attended, or I'll say some of you may have attended our event, The Dream Lives On, in honor of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the fact that Dr. Wallach is wanting to carry on that torch of health equity in all communities. But Dr. King was really thriving into the Black community to really get people to understand that we can take our health in our own hands as long as we have the education behind it. And Dr. Wallach is giving us that education. Well, on that show, there was a young man and his name was Archie, and Archie Wayne Sr., as a matter of fact, and he basically talked to us about why people don't buy from us. And that wisdom hit me like a ton of bricks. He said, if a potential business partner or customer does not join you or buy from you, it's because of one of 3 reasons. His first reason was no need. They don't see how your product or opportunity solves their problem. There's no need for me to buy from you. The next, of course, is no money. Many of us have heard that one. But it's not the fact that they don't have any money. The fact is they don't have it or they don't want to spend it with us. And then there's no trust. They don't believe you or me, or they don't believe in you or me. But I'm going to add a 4th one. And I believe that 4th one is that we made the wrong approach. See, when we're talking to people, we're so interested in talking about ourselves and the fact that we have something that can help change the quality of their lives that we just completely forget about really what we should be focusing on, and that's them. and what's going on with them, asking them questions and listening to those answers. They will give you the answer of what's going on with them and what they need or what they think they may need or what they're not sure where they can find it. But you may have the answer if you just listen. So then I ask you the question, this: did you speak to a person and did you have that conversation about their past? What's going on in their past? Why do they want to change? Taking them to their present. And of course, are they willing to make a difference in the future for their future plans? So those are the types of questions that we want to be asking the folks that we're talking to, because it is about them and we want to help them to feel as if they belong. Now, we know that that's true. And we know that facts tell, but stories sell. So here's a shameless plug. Join us tonight on the Happy Healthy Hour, and you will hear those testimonials around the stories that people are telling as it relates to their business and what the products have done for them. No medical claims, simply their experiences. So that's why we get so excited each and every Thursday night, because we know that it's true that the approach is the alpha and the omega of a conversation that we're having with someone that we would like to be a part of this wellness revolution. So another piece of homework for you is I want you to think about the people who didn't become business partners with you or customers. Did you make the right approach? Did you make them feel like they belong? Did you learn about their needs? Or were you so interested in just telling them what you had that you forgot all about that? You forgot all about them. We were so focused on making the sale that we forgot to make a connection. There's a bigger plan, a much bigger plan. As Maya Angelou reminded us, or reminds us, I will say, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never, ever forget how you made them feel. They won't. And the only way that we begin to do that, to help people hold on as to how we made them feel, that sense of belonging, knowing that we really do care about them, maybe it's up to us to change the way in which we think about ourselves, our mindset, that self-talk. Instead of saying, oh my God, what is happening to me and why my business isn't working the way I want it to work, people aren't getting an auto ship. Maybe we should be trying to say things like, look at all the great things happening for me. My business is getting better and better. As one of my friends would always say, my business is getting gooder and gooder. Or I like this one. It's kind of corny, but I still like it. It's business is booming and my checks are zooming. Pretty cute, huh? Or maybe we should say, I am a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, whatever it is, the goal in which you're seeking in your business. You say, I am. You believe that. And if you do that, it goes back to a quote by Muhammad Ali. He says, it's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. Positive things begin to happen. So you say it until you believe it. And you believe it, and most of you know how to finish that, until you achieve it. And just remember, 2.0, I trust there's a bigger plan. I am doing all that I can. And I let go of the outcome. And for me, I will add, I let God. Whatever your higher power is, that's what you can add, but let go. So we need to change our self-talk, our mindset. We know that the difference in going from negative to positive is right here, right between our eyes. So we need to change our mindset, which will change our business and it will change our lives. So to demonstrate this, I must reflect back to many talks that I was privileged to be a part of or to listen to. And I'm pulling from those several talks that I heard this person speak about. And in fact, and you can go to YouTube right now, I believe, and you can search for it, many talks by him, and one in which he talks about what changed his life when he was at the age of 25. Many of you may know, just by me saying that, who I may be talking about, and that's Jim Rohn. Now, with Jim Rohn, I'm going to paraphrase some of the things, but most of these words are coming directly from the talks that I heard. And so I am giving him full credit. And I will basically tell you where I'm adding stuff in, because I want you to know that's how his words became so prominent in my life of wanting to be a better person, to be the best version of myself. And I'm hoping that maybe you will get something from it to understand why we need to change the self-talk, and so that we can change our business to progress. And in essence, we're changing our lives. So he started off by asking a question. He said, what if all of your negatives, all of your relatives who are negative, all of a sudden turn positive? What will that do for your future and for your fortune? And then he said, what if prices came down? Many of us would say, well, that'll do a whole lot for my future or my fortune. But just go with me for a moment, because he went on to say, what if the economy gets better? What will that do for your future and your fortune? Would it help our economy or our lives if the government was controlled by Democrats or by Republicans? What would that do for your future and your fortune? Then he went on to say that not much would change. If prices were lowered, negative relatives turned positive, economy got better, regardless of the federal government being controlled by whatever party. It really wouldn't make that much of a difference. He states that if you do not make plans of your own, you will probably always fit into someone else's plan, or let someone else plan for you. He states that to make the difference, you would have to do one thing. And I'm sure this will stick with you. And it stuck with me that the first time I heard it was like, wow. In order for anything to change, I have to change. And when I change, everything will change for me. So when you change, everything will change for you. But of course, you want to change for the positive. But how do you do this? The first thing that we have to do is, of course, change our philosophy, our mindset. And I'll add our self-talk. We have to do this in order to gather knowledge so that we can make better decisions. He went on to say, if you do that, your whole life will change. Your health will change. Your relationships will change. Your financial health will change. Your business will change. There also may be, for those of you that are working, I'll add this, promotions may get better. Or promotions may appear that you never even thought about. But you have to change. Mr. Rohn states that you can wish for the wind, I love this one, for the wind not to blow quite severe, but wishing for the wind not to blow in your favor, that's naive at best. So what you should do is not wish for better wind, but the key is to wish for wisdom to set a better sail and utilize whatever wind that blows to take you wherever you want to go. Now that's pretty powerful. If you let those words sink in for a moment, to set a better sail. This is the philosophy that he picked up at age 25. And that is what really started to revolutionize his whole life. And it could do the same for us. He says he found what was easy and he did what was easy. So if you can find something that you can do around your business that's easy, you will work on it for a long time. And he said that his tip was he worked hard at it, and he worked hard at it for 6 years, but it was easy for him to work at what he enjoyed for 6 years. He got up early and he worked late. This was easy for him, something that he could do. So here's the question that was posed to him, and I pose it to each of us. If this is so easy, or I found something that's so easy, how come everyone around me didn't get rich also? Because he did it for 6 years and he became rich. But those around him that worked with him, that started with him, did not. And this is what he said. He said it was easy for him to do, and it was easy not to do. Some powerful words, it's something we say each and every day. No big words, it's easy to do, easy not to do. So it's up to us. The things that we can find that's easy to do for our business, for me, is to make the right approach. Was that easy to do at first? No, because we were just taught, give them a brochure, give them at that time, give them a CD, or just give them information, send them to a website, give them a link, all of this, do social media, it all worked. No, the bottom line, we can do all of that stuff in addition to making the right approach, which helps us to build a relationship, because that's what this is all about. I don't care if we use social media, AI, and everything. If we're not building relationships with the folks that do get in based on social media or AI or whatever form of a platform that you're using, if you're not building a relationship, they may start out on auto-ship, but they're not going to stay. Or they may never get on auto-ship. They may just place a first order if you don't build a relationship with them to find out what's going on with them, their past, their present, their future. It's entirely up to you. So he said it was easy to do, and it was easy for them not to do. Making a phone call to someone just to say hello, just to say thank you for being a member, my business partner, or my customer, whatever it is, that's easy to do, but many of us will not take the time to do it. Once we get them in, that's it. But I will tell you, I believe that's why we hold and have a very good retention rate. It's because we call people, we talk with them. We want them to know, and we do, we care. We want them to be a part of something where they can belong. And they understand that we're concerned about their health or whatever their dream may be, their financial health, their wealth. That's what's most important. So he did that for 6 years. And he said this, the main thing that people will do is not to do those easy things. And it's simply because they neglect it, because they don't believe that they really need to do it. So neglect would take us by the throat, and we will never, ever succeed. So he said the major reason for not having everything that you want in America, the major reason for not having more of what you want in America, the major reasons for you not having more money, better health, more time, more influence, and I added more time, is that we suffer and we let it be known that we are neglecting it. So neglect is the issue, on knowing that we made the wrong approach. And we know that we did that, and we don't want to call them back because we know that we didn't do it right. So we're going to neglect the issue, not accept the responsibility that we didn't do something right. And though they don't know that we didn't do it right, do they? Only we know. so we can call them and start all over again. So we have to remember that. So the question becomes, what are you neglecting and why? So here's the problem with the word neglect, or the problem with neglect, period. He said that it starts out as an infection, and we don't take care of that infection. And then it becomes a dis-ease. One neglect leads to another. You don't make that call to someone that's in your business, that affects your money. Neglect to do wise things with your money, you neglect to do wise things with your time. That will also lead you to neglect to do wise things with your significant other, your family, to neglect to do not wise things with your business. So we have to remember that, because neglect will empty our purses, will empty our hearts, will empty our choices for equity and power. It will empty all of the good things in our lives. So let's not neglect our business. Let's not neglect ourselves. Let's not neglect the fact that we have to change, starting with our mindset. If you were told that you could improve your health by walking around the block, and you didn't walk around the block, then that's a formula for disaster. And we know that that is. Jim Rohn says all you have to do is to just adjust a few other things and let those other good things accumulate for 6 years, those easy things that you like to do in life, in your business, and you will be able to, listen to this, drive what you want to drive. You will be able to wear what you want to wear. You will be able to live where you want to live. Do what you want to do. And become what you want to become. Otherwise, if you let neglect rule you, you will be driving what you don't want to drive, wearing what you don't want to wear, living where you don't want to live, doing what you don't want to do, and maybe having become what you did not want to become. I don't want that in my life. I don't want that neglect. So, but you have an opportunity to realize that there's a bigger plan. But you have to start with writing your plan. Jim Rohn also says that, it's only a half a dozen things that we have to do, and that's like 80% to make a difference of succeeding and not succeeding. So we just need to keep looking for a few things that makes the difference, that really will help us to build our business, to build our lives for good health. We know that we don't need to do 1,000 things. We may need to do some activity, exercise a bit. We may have to supplement the right way. We've got our 90 for Life, we've got ZRadical, we've got Renew IQ, we've got Stay Natural products, we have Quantum Water, we have essential oils, we have all of these different things. I don't want to leave any of our product lines out. So let me just stop there, because first thing somebody's going to say, you left out GLP, you left out Hope, all of this. So we've got everything that a person may need just for our health, not 1,000 things, a few good things. So as we're building our business and we just realize that we've got a few good things, and if we make the right approach, and if we follow the system, if we build relationships, if we meet new people, and if we be of service to our team members and to others, we'll succeed. Just a few good things. So now, let's spend our time on these few good things. Let's take care of the challenges that we may have. Let's own up to the fact that we didn't do some things that we should be doing. And then take those few good things, and this is something that Jim Rohn said also changed his life. is he was asked this question, and when he found out the answer, it just struck him. He didn't know how people could sleep at night once they found out the answer to this question. He says, what an incredible thing that he found out one day. How many hours do we have in a day? 24 hours. Rich people have 24 hours in a day. Not so rich people, or he said the words poor people, have what? 24 hours in a day. We all have the same 24 hours. It's what we do with it. And that is what is called time management. So we have to make a decision that we have those same 24 hours. And if we just need to manage it differently, just look at a few good things that we need to do to improve our business that would make a difference as how we're spending our time and working on those few things in order to improve our business, in order to improve our lives. A lot of people do not do well because they major in minor things, says Jim Rohn. Spend too much time on things that don't count and too little time on things that do. So they got the ratios mixed up a bit. So we need to spend our time on major things. And if you want to do it well, manage your time, change your mindset, master the fundamentals, the basics, just the simple basics. And then you add your own little personality to it, make it a part of your DNA, and you're going to be fine. So here are your next steps. As we begin to wrap this up, write out your why. Why are you really doing this? Not that surface answer, I want financial freedom. Why do you want financial freedom? Or whatever that why may be. You want to dig deep. You've heard people say your why will make you cry. Well, maybe it's time for us to cry. Change your mindset. Time management. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. Don't major in the minor things. Write out a plan to achieve that why. Be specific. Be bold. Do all that you can do to achieve your plan. Show up, work smart, stay consistent, and let go of the outcome. Trust the process. Let God. As Oprah Winfrey says, create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. There is a bigger plan. The question is, are you ready to step into it? As I told you earlier on, I wanted to recognize some folks, being that this is Black History Month. And again, happy History Month to each and every one of you. These were individuals that dreamed big and they never gave up. They stepped into it. These innovators are folks that understood a plan and they worked that plan. These innovators help build America, and their stories remind us that our plans, our dreams, and our persistence matters. And this is a voting year, so our vote matters. So here are just a few of the individuals that I want to recognize, and some of you have heard me recognize them before, and I selected these simply because what they did many, many, many years ago, we are still benefiting from what they have done, stepping into it. Sarah Boone, in 1892, she improved and patented the ironing board. She made it narrower, curved, and padded. We still use it today. Before that, they used a board between two chairs to iron. What a difference that has made. Garrett Morgan invented the 3-position traffic signal in 1923. You know, that's the yellow caution light that gives a few extra seconds for us to decide to go, stop, slow down. We've all been there, just not sure what to do, but it tells us we need to do something. He literally saved lives and brought order to our streets. And then there's Dr. Gladys West, a brilliant mathematician whose work was critical to the development of GPS technology. Her precise mathematical models of the Earth's shape made it possible for us to never get lost again. Oh, unless you're like my husband, who kind of ignores a GPS system, but just to let you know that we don't need to get lost again. Thank you, Gladys. And then there's Lonnie G. Johnson, NASA engineer. You know, engineers are very boring. They don't have a lot of fun, but he worked on the Galileo mission to Jupiter, and he invented, at the time it was called the Super Soaker water gun. Yep, that same toy that every kid during the summer, it becomes epic. And it was really epic in the 90s. He shows us that you can be serious and have some fun and be very creative as an engineer. Dr. Patricia Bath invented laser cataract surgery, restoring sight to millions. She was the first African-American female doctor to receive a medical patent. Imagine, she gave people the gift of sight. Mary Van Britten Brown invented the home security system in 1966, the closed circuit television security that we use today. That was her vision, to help keep us safe. And then there's Madam C.J. Walker, America's first female self-made millionaire, born to former slaves. She built a hair care empire and became a philanthropist. She once said, "I had to make my own living and my own opportunity, but I made it. So don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them." Those are just a few. I'm sure you have some that you can think that have done some things that we're still using today or made a difference in your life. Shirley Chisholm, I'm paraphrasing, she basically said, if they don't give you a seat at the table, you pull up a chair. And I will tell you, there are many a times where I had to pull up a chair. So it's really up to us. These pioneers didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't have what we have today. They didn't let rejection, racism, or roadblocks stop them. They had a plan, but there is a bigger plan. And they trusted that bigger plan. They did what they could, and they let go of the outcome. You are, we are, I am standing on their shoulders. So I ask you one more time, do you have a plan? Do you trust that there is a bigger plan? Will you do all that you can do? Will you let go of the outcome and let God? And the answer is yes, because you're part of the 3%. You're here, you're learning, you're growing, you're willing to let go of the outcome. Now go write it down. Go work your plan. Do not let someone else work it for you or build it for you. Go dream bigger, because I trust that there's a bigger plan for you, that there's a bigger plan for me, that there's a bigger plan for all of us. And it's up to us to let go of the outcome and go out and make it happen. Our legacy starts right now. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Like I said, folks, powerful, dynamic. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
thank you for sharing those people that created things that we didn't even know created. Like, I didn't know who made the ironing board better than between two chairs.
I know.
It
And
was,
it's just that we're standing on some shoulders that they didn't let anything really stop. And they don't have half of what we have today, the technology, the fact that we can build relationships with so many other tools, and they were able to make it happen. And we've taken all of that for granted when we have a business right now that we can work building with social media, with technology, but yet we can't let go of the simple things of that one-to-one communication, that eye-to-eye, belly-to-belly. That's still very prevalent in our business because we want people to feel like they belong. But if it were not for me, if it were not for some of them being willing to step out there and make it happen, I don't know if I could. Because you always want to know that there's somebody that's like you, that looks like you, that can do better in life. And that means that you can too. So,
yeah.
you know, don't get me started with all of that. We've got a lot to do. We have a lot to do. And the professional development that we have, that we get here from all the leaders with this company, we need to put it into play. And many of us are taking it for granted and don't. So.
I agree 100%. And I really loved what you said about neglect, you know, because I've had stuff going on and there've been times I wasn't able to reach out to people, and then I'm embarrassed. So it takes me longer and longer, and the longer it takes, the more embarrassed I get. And then when I do, it's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it becomes a whole thing. It does.
I mean, neglect does indeed what Jim Rohn said. It takes to get us by the throat, and we can't talk, we can't do anything because we're like, we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But if we know and go back to how we talked to that person, how we made that original approach, that's where it all started.
Yeah.
And if we allow them to do most of the talking, we will call somebody back in a heartbeat because they want to talk to us.
Yes.
Yep.
That is a key fact. They do want to talk to us, you know. And people are lonely, and you know, a lot of people, because of, you know, that whole lockdown thing that we can't say the word on here, but you know, people are more isolated now, it feels like, than before, you know. And of course then there's the people that live in Alaska and different areas, and they really just want to talk.
That's right. And we want to listen.
I love that, listening to people, talking to people. Yeah, I just got to get back in my good habits.
That's right.
For sure.
It's easy to do and it's easy not to do. Yep.
Yes. Yes, it is. And I don't know. I saw we had a question. Let me see. From Olga, and she lives in the United Kingdom, and she is a longevity distributor. And she says, and hello, Olga, it's nice to see you on YouTube. What is the YGY business plan for the UK customers? No auto ship, no social selling here. So she's looking for some ideas.
Wow. And I am going to, I'm going to say some things, but I'm going to say to you first and foremost, because I am not an expert exactly. I know there's no auto ship and things of that nature. So you really do need to talk with your sponsor. And you also need to sit down and look at, what can I do? There's no auto ship, but I can talk to people. They can order product. And perhaps I can get them to order every month. And maybe I have a list that I call back every month, or as I'm making the right approach and talking with them, then I can let them know what they need to do in order to not run out of product, to make sure that they're taking enough. And I always tell people, you want to give it at least 120 days. And they say yes to that. So I know for that time period, I'm going to be following up with them for sure to make sure that they stay on the products that were given to them, what they were looking for their needs. So if I lived in a place where there was no auto ship, There was no what social selling, she said.
Yes.
So
Nice.
I am going to say, okay, and this is how I would handle it. Again, get with your sponsor. Okay, there's no social selling. What is social selling? There is no auto ship. What is auto ship? And then how can I do that in where I am living and be within the realms of what I can do? I can get people to order every month. I can also have events at my home and just talk with them about what I have, and I can place orders there. So I can still do what they do in the US. I'm just going to have to do it a little bit differently. That's the first approach that I would take. But get with your sponsors. They may have an easier way to do it.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's very good advice. Thank you so much. And AJ, I saw your hand up.
Yolanda, thank you very much for being on with us. And that's good advice that you gave to Olga. She's really working hard on it, and it is a difficult thing because there's pricing differences and shipping costs and things. And they, obviously they don't allow certain products over there, for whatever reason that they decide to do those things. But, I do like your motto, which is kind of close to my motto, and like the motto of a lot of the folks that you mentioned who are inspirational, that were inventors. You can't we press forward and do what we can and focus on what we can do and utilize what's available to us as opposed to focusing on what we don't have available.
Absolutely. And I just, as you were talking, there was one other thing that it hit me when you were just saying, Olga is really working at this. Then the first thing I would ask Olga is, why did you become a distributor in longevity? Knowing that you have all of those things that could be going against you, why did you say yes? It had to be for some dream that you have, or maybe there's a condition that you're battling, or maybe you want to earn some extra money. So you look at that and you go, well, I did this and I know all of this is happening, so I know that I can do this. So I have to go back and look at what I can do, as AJ was saying. So I just have to applaud you, Olga, for saying yes. And then begin to write down your goals. And I will tell you this, once you start writing them down, it's amazing how things can shift. Things can start changing. Things will open up that you never thought about. And just trust that plan. Trust writing it down. And then as you write it down, as you look at it each and every day, feel free to send me an email or something, letting me know how it goes. And just know that you got somebody here that's seeing you successful, because you joined for a reason. With all of those things looming, you knew that they were there, but you still said yes.
And Keely has a question. I don't know if Ruth Ellen, you're gonna handle that, or let Keely. Is Keely, you're gonna let Keely speak to it? Keely, why don't you ask your question, because I know the answer. Thanks, Yolanda.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, Keely's question is, how did you come across ZRadical? Is there a document listing the impact of ZRadical and all it addresses in the body?
Okay. Oh, how long we got? Okay. All right. I can do this in 2 minutes. Okay. We came across ZRadical. A businessman approached my husband and basically invited us down to Florida for a meeting to talk about this fantastic wonder nutrient of the century, the most powerful nutrient ever discovered. That's what we were told, for Collagen. And we fell in love with it because it works. And then we were able to find Dr. Wallach. They were looking at Collagen products, from my understanding, and longevity, they want the best of the best. So we have that in the recording that's found in ZRadical. So that's how we came about it. And it was us, along with some other folks that were invited down to Florida. It was like 14 to 15 other business people. And so that's how that all started. So as far as information, and I'll give you more details on that if you ever want to know the whole story, but that's just it in a nutshell. So, and as far as information, yes, you can, actually, we made a website that everyone can use in longevity. You cannot capture anyone's name on it. No one can sign up on it. It's for information purposes only. And that is majesticeagles.info. Now we have to pay to keep that going every month. So we ask people, if you feel like donating, you can do so. We tell people you can do, we just say $5 a month or whatever you feel that is worth you getting all that information, because testimonials are on there. The recordings of the happy, healthy hours that we have on Thursday nights at 7:30 Central Time, that's on there at RaymondandYolandaZoom.com. And you also have information from Dr. Wallach, the ZRadical video. It's all there, everything that you need. Then you can go to pubmed.gov, pubmed.gov. That's public medicine. And that's where all folks that are in the medical industry, if they are prescribing medication, doing research, that's where they go to get it. And you can key in the word Facordin and you'll see over 3,000 studies. You can get more specific, Facordin in cancer, sinus, allergies, colds, whatever you're looking for, and that research is there. And lastly, we do have some brochures. The company did not produce them. We have a housing agency here, and they produced it for us. And if some folks do want brochures, you would just email me and I could get some brochures to you. They are 25 in a pack, and the minimum order is 4 packs, 100. And then we can talk about, then we can give you more information. But that's the information that you have on Facordin. So majesticeagles.info, and that's one word, majesticeagles.info.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then, all right, Keely, do you have a hard stop?
I don't.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure, just in case we went over a couple minutes. So, Keely, would you like to unmute? And then Yesenia, I saw your hand was up, so I want to get back to you, okay? After Keely is done.
Yeah, Yolanda, thank you so very much for you quantifying and qualifying that information. I know I've been on your show, and stuff before with you and your husband on your Saturday trainings, and they've been fabulous. The way that you articulate yourself, it's just so easy, because I've had a lot of other people actually take the information in, and they so appreciate it. So bless you. Keep doing what you're doing, number one. And number two, the reason I asked the question was, I know that Adrienne on Pollen Burst had a particular sheet that she had put out, and it was like 2 sheets, and it was like everything that the pollen burst had addressed. And I'm dealing with so many people that are taking this Fucoid, and they go, well, why is this working for me? And da 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 da. So that's why I asked the question, just so you know.
And so the brochure mentions that. It tells you many reasons why you should drink Facordin found in ZRadical, and give you many reasons why.
Okay.
So
fabulous. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Yes.
Thank you. And Yesenia, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
And oh, by the way, I put in our email address. It's rybrown12@gmail.com instead of rybrown@gmail.com.
rybrown12@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
I just wanted to, thank you. I just wanted to thank you for this, an amazing few moments that you gave us, words of wisdom. But I also wanted to share something that, I'm fairly new to this longevity. And I just want to give a shout out to AJ, because honestly, he was on the phone with me on Super Bowl Sunday. I suffer from severe anxiety that I end up in the hospital. So I'm new to the products, but I just want to say it is so important what you were saying, taking the time and making time for people that are hurting, that are asking questions. It is so important because, I mean, at that morning, I had woken up with a severe panic attack, and I just wanted help. I just wanted, what is out there that is not medication that I can take and alleviate my symptoms? And I think we were probably on the phone, I would say a little over an hour. And I knew, people want to enjoy their Sundays and so forth. So I just wanted to say that I work with the elderly and the disabled community in California, and I know how important it is just to listen. But I think I learned so much from you, and just so much in just a few minutes that you were just speaking. So thank you so much, Mrs. Brown, for being on this show. Thank you.
Thank you. And AJ, thank you for taking the time out for doing that. And just so you know, and everybody knows on this call that knows me, that I am all about Facordin, and it works wonders. ZRadical plus the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, Healthy Start Pack is the perfect regimen for anyone. But I will tell you that if you're ever in doubt, any condition that you have, get ZRadical or ZRadical plus collagen. And I can assure you, you're going to see a difference because it works at the cellular level. So, and if you want to hear more about that on Thursday evenings, please join in. But AJ just made a huge difference in your life, but he also made a difference in other folks that just heard what he did. And I'm hoping, AJ, that your team won the Super Bowl. And if not, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so just to talk about ZRadical real quick. Yes, it works on the cellular level. But your buddy pharmacist Ben, we put together a site, and we have different add-ons to the 90 for different things. And one of the things is for the gut restoration, that the fucoidan, the image, this is not literal, but the image is it coats the gut.
Right.
To protect from the leakage. So when you got a leaky gut, so and it's going to allow you to absorb nutrients better. Fucoidan helps the blood to flow. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just enumerating it for the folks who may not be familiar.
And I love it. And, it helps to cleanse the blood as well. And, puts the body into homeostasis. When your body is in balance, you begin to absorb better. So we have to realize all of that. And Ben Fuchs, he's my hero. He knows it. Because you talk about research, but he says it in a way that everybody can understand it. You know how some people are doctors and they use these big words and all of this stuff, and you go, okay, I'm supposed to take it. I'm supposed to do it, But Ben explains it to where you're like, oh my God, I'm not taking enough of it, or whatever it may be. So thank you for that, AJ. But that's why I tell people, whenever they call me, they say, Yolanda, what do I give someone for this? And I say, guys, whatever they have, you can start with ZRadical, because it's going to address it all. Now we can get more specific with our secret sauces. And of course, we want folks to have the 90 for life and get the minerals. But if they question, they're in doubt, they'll say, oh, I don't know if I can take everything. I'm just not sure about this. Start them with ZRadical. 4 ounces minimally. 4 ounces. That's a half a cup a day if you're drinking the beverage. Now, many people will say, I'm just taking a stick. That's fine. But you should get 200 milligrams of Facordin. That's 4 sticks a day. So all I'm saying is that I know it works, and I know it works for any and every condition that there is, because before we knew all about the 90, we were seeing people get major results in just about everything. So all I can tell you is that it's something that every person can use. Children, adults, and yeah, I have many of my clients who have pets. They also give it to their pets. We have a lady that gave it to a horse. she was actually putting it into a race or something, and she swears out the horse was faster than anybody else because of the Z. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just happy that the horse won and didn't come in last. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. I was happy with it. There you go.
That's adorable. I love that. That's funny. I'm glad the horse won too.
Yeah, me too, because I can imagine the one I gave him the stuff and he came in last, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, so it all worked out.
Yes. And I can say that Fucoid Z and the ZRadical saved my butt, my whole body.
Yep.
Like, literally helped me so much. Anyway, so Sherry would like to know, why was collagen added to ZRadical? And I kind of pairs with you for repairing the gut, that would be good.
And I'm going to answer a question first I saw in the chat.
Okay.
And someone just answered, how many Fucoid Z should you take? 4 a day is the minimum that you should take. As far as ZRadical plus collagen, AJ and Ben may be able to answer that question better than me, because I know that Ben has basically talked about it. But yes, collagen helps with the gut, but collagen also helps with the skin, your hair, just overall. So when you think about ZRadical and what it does, just about everything as well, and you're adding collagen to it. So now you've got something that's addressing everything plus everything. To make it real simple, I had a lady to call and ask me the same question. I said, what did ZRadical do for you? And she says, oh my God, it was my knees and also my back. And then also I just had some issues with being dizzy. So it helped her with all of that. And I said, and what other things are you suffering from? And she says, my gut. And she says, and my hair is coming out. So she's on a ZRadical plus collagen, as well as I think she's now starting the Healthy Body Start Pack. So she immediately saw a difference in her hair when she added the ZRadical plus collagen to her regimen. And she's still doing ZRadical. So I can't tell anybody what to do, but that's her regimen and it works for her. So to answer your question, I would say to you, I am not a doctor, but I know that the collagen does help with the gut, and I also know that it helps with your skin. And again, it's working with the Z at the cellular level. Now, AJ may be able to add more to that, because I know Ben was on here talking about ZRadical plus collagen.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it. That is I would say the reason that they would pair the two together would be that they both would have that similar function. Sometimes Benno would always talk about vitamin C being important for collagen use, and all the bone building and skin building activity. I can imagine it might be a little bit of vitamin C in the ZRadical itself.
There is.
So I can imagine that would be another reason to pair. But just generally speaking, it's going to be good for all over your body. Fucoid is going to be good for because it works on a cellular level. It's going to be good for all cells. Collagen is going to be good for the exterior of all cells and skin, and so it's a pairing made in heaven.
It is,
or at least made in longevity.
Yep, and we got some smart people in the chat too. It helps all your connective tissue. It helps with your knees, your back, your vision. Of course, I said some of that, and then it also Marilyn said it helps with the collagen production. So all I can tell you is, I don't make this business hard. When people ask me, what does it do? All I can tell you is that it works. So just drink it, and then you tell me how it works for you.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah. It just works. It works.
Dr. Gold used to say it works like magic. Yep.
It was his birthday recently.
Yes.
I miss him a lot.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Thank you so much for being on. I'm so grateful. I got a lot out of what you talked about, and you said things that I've never really heard before, and you've said things that reminded me, of things I've heard before. So, and I love Jim Rohn. And was he the one that said, you kicked my cat, or was that Zig Ziglar? I
I don't
forget.
know.
Anyway, I
Yeah.
love him. Well, I love them both. But
Yeah.
so
Jim
thank
Rohn
you.
says, don't sign up for that class. If it's not working that way, don't sign up for that class. That's something else that he always says. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
I just enjoy this, guys. When I'm talking to myself just as I'm talking to other people, and things I may say, I go, oh, you need to pick up on doing that. So this helps me to help you. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to grow with you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to your next visit, because Raymond and Yolanda have agreed to come on once a month, and maybe more sometimes. We have them in the books for a year, once a month. So thank you so much for that, and for everything that you do, because you are an angel. As far as I'm concerned, you are an angel on earth. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of the weekend. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Yes.
So enjoy,
Thank you.
just enjoy. I send you all the love. You can be my Valentine. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right, if I could get my co-host to join me up here on the screen, that'd be great. And before I introduce everybody, I just want to say that this program was for educational purposes only. It was not meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any diseases. It is not intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA, and the testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individuals, and as they have relayed their experiences to Yolanda and other people that spoke. Results may vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health, income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available to you, and we encourage you to use those options. So we have on my screen, and AJ, you are not up here. We have Albert, who is our gatekeeper, and he lives in South Africa, and Marty actually lives on his property. And he is also the person that will be answering the phone if you call the 855-949-3377 phone number if you wanted to speak to a certified holistic health coach. But he's the one that answers it when we're all sleeping, because it's morning to him. So thank you for being here. And then we have Rod, who is also helping with letting people in and monitoring the different platforms out there. So thank you for that service, Rod. And it's nice to see you today. And then we have Sherry, who's part of our tech crew, and she is the assistant production manager, and she helps set everything up every, Wednesday and Thursday. She is here with us, and a pivotal key in the cogwheel of Daily with Doc. So thank you so much. And then we have Marilyn, who is also a pivotal key cog in the wheel. She is Miss Speedy Fingers, and she is doing the dictation and writing, typing what our Yolanda has said, and even reiterated the questions when we ask questions and her responses. So thank you for that service, Marilyn. I'm so grateful for you. And AJ has his camera off, but he is our digital marketing director, and he helps get the emails out, and he helps get to platforms that I don't post to. And so Thank you for your service, AJ. You're amazing. And I can't even say all the things that he does. My name is Ruth Ellen Sanchez, and I am so grateful to be here today. And I just want to remind you all to, be kind to each other. And you don't know what somebody's going through. You really don't. They could be smiling and happy on the outside and dying on the inside. So be kind. Also, if you have questions that you would like to get an email response to, email us at questions@dailywithdoc.com, and a certified holistic health coach will get back to you. And also the phone number again is 855-949-3377 if you would like to speak with somebody. And tomorrow we have Rebecca will be back. And I believe Ben Fuchs is our guest tomorrow. So we look forward to seeing you then. And just thank you for being part of our journey, because if it wasn't for all of you out there listening and watching, and we wouldn't be here. You give so much just by being present on this planet. So thank you. All right. I love you all. And we will see you again tomorrow. Thank you so much.
This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach.